Well, hi and howdy, folks. Come right on in and sit yourselves down. Take a load off your feet. Girls over here as usual, boys over there as usual. I was just trying to admire the graphics of this $1 bill here from the Farmington Bank up in New Hampshire. Welcome to the channel. Welcome to school. If you're new here, pleasure to see you. Hope you like it here. And I hope across the board to get some likes and subscriptions to earn them about education. Now here's what we're going to be talking about today, and I alluded to this at the last episode. It's red dogs, wildcats, and mushrooms, and the connection between the three of them. And yes, there is a connection. Some of you may remember, and we're going to start off with some unfinished business concerning this $1 bill, that I was going to go to Rocky Mount and put this in my account and maybe get a new hat. Well, the occasion occurred, beg your pardon, that I could do that courtesy of Mr. Ray, because I teach his two boys, and they were going into town in the Rocky Mountain to do some business. I asked to come along. They said yes. I gave this to the teller at my bank and said I'd like to deposit this into my account. Too much German potato salad. Whew. Good stuff. And he said, let me look this up in our book, sir. I'll be right back with you. He looked it up, came back and said, sorry, sir, we cannot take this as $1 deposit into your account because our book, it's not listed. And we can't verify that it is indeed worth $1. Okay, so I walked out, met up with the Rays again, and we went back to home. But that raises some questions. What book is he talking about? What's its use? What's it good for? Well, let's find out. We have here the front page, courtesy of our graphics department, good stuff, a copy of the Thompson's Banknote Reporter, which is a book used to value printed currency in the United States. On the back of this, yes, we're up to double-sided printing now, double-sided graphics. We're uptown. You can see on the masthead, I hope, in the small print in the lower corner, you can pick up for appropriate price a subscription to Thompson's Banknote Reporter for daily, weekly, monthly, yearly, payable in advance, of course, to their offices on Wall Street, New York City. Now, what's it for? It's for evaluating the value of, or lack of value of, printed currency in the United States. And yes, there was printed currency, along with all the coinage we've had, and we've discussed in prior episodes at great length about the coin shortage. The bills sort of help, but not to a great extent. Here's the story behind all that and why the Thompson's Banknote Reporter exists. In the late 1700s, the Bank of the United States is chartered by Congress, signed off by the President. The Bank of the United States works for the United States government. They print money. That's their job. Certain things they don't do like modern banks do, but these people, at the government behest, they print money. Everything's fine. The bank operates under a charter, which every so often gets renewed. But during the administration of Andrew Jackson, who campaigned for re-election against the bank on the grounds that it trodden down on the common man and also was in the pocket of Eastern banking interests, he refused to sign the charter. No signing, no charter. No charter, no bank, no printed money. It all stops, and in 1841, the bank goes belly up. All the funds that had been there had long since been transferred into private banks. So now what's going to happen? We need privately printed currency? Yes, because no one else is going to do it. And that's where the mushrooms come in. Because in the absence of legislation at the federal level which says who can and cannot print money, banks, hundreds of them, spring up all over the country, coast to coast. And because they spring up like mushrooms, that's what they're called, mushroom banks. The bills that they print are called red dogs and wildcats. Sometimes they're worth the paper they're printed on, sometimes they aren't. Who's regulating all this if the feds aren't? It's up to the states. Regulations are weak, unenforceable, unenforced, ignored, because there's money talking here. And the purpose of these banks is to make money by making money. And they certainly make it. A great deal of it, perhaps too much. Supposedly, they're supposed to have enough gold and silver coin in their vault to back up what they print. Supposedly. More than 700 banks go under during the period of the free banking system, which is what it's called. And the average lifespan of a bank at the time is 5 years. And of those that go belly up, a third of them do so because they don't have the gold or silver to back up what they're printing. And print they do. Oh, do they? They print up lots and lots of bills. These are some examples. The Mayor and Common Council of the City of Newark, New Jersey, the Dayton Bank and the Bank of Montgomery County, 10 cents, $2, and $1. The graphics on these are very nice engraving. Some bills are embellished with color, some have more than one color. They look very good, but are they very good? Do they have any value beyond their face value, or do they even have a value equal to their face value? Maybe, maybe not. It's entirely possible that these things are not worth a $3 bill. And speaking of $3 bills, here is a $3 bill from the New England Bank of Rhode Island. It might be worth $3, but you don't know that. There are other $3 bills in circulation. The purpose of the Thompson's banknote book is to tell people what these bills are actually worth. Here are some examples. From the 1849 book, the Farmers Exchange Bank of Gloucester, Rhode Island is rated as worthless. The Agricultural Bank of Herkimer, New York is rated as a 0.75% discount, which means a $1 bill has a true evaluation of 99 cents plus 1/4 cent, 99 1/4 penny. Bank of Gettysburg, Pennsylvania, 1 1/2% discount. Bank of the Valley, Winchester, Virginia, 1 1/4% discount. State Bank of North Carolina, worthless. Georgia Railroad and Banking Company in Augusta is discounted at 1 1/2%. And the list goes on and on. The banknote reporter is divided up according to state, and you can look up the state and then alphabetically look up the bank in question. This one, for whatever reason, Farmington Bank of New Hampshire, was not in the book. They can't prove its worth. I'm stuck. I have now the bill back. So, begging your pardon, what now? We get flooded by a lot of bills. Lots of them from all over the place. We have many other bills. Just a sampling here, just a small sampling. There are hundreds and even thousands of different bills being printed. We have the Hagerstown Bank of Hagerstown, Maryland, the Cotton Planters Loan Association of Charleston, South Carolina, the Mineral Point Bank of I don't know where and don't care where, Bank of New England, $5. We have the Bank of Washita, Bank of Calliopolis. The engravings, they all look very pretty. $5. Miners Bank of Savings of Alta, California will pay on demand to the bearer, if you present this note, 25 cents in gold dust. Sounds good. Is it worth it? Who knows? The State Bank of, I don't know, the bank of this place, the bank of that place, the Miners Association, the Internal Improvement. The bills go on and on and on. That's why the banknote reporter exists. To help people find a value, if there is any, with all these bills. This is not sustainable. This cannot continue. And eventually it will be replaced during the upcoming late unpleasantness by United States currency printed by the United States. These are 3 bills. The series of 1862, which was essentially a test to see if these bills would actually work. Again, wonderful engravings, some in color, but these have some value. And so much value that in 1863, the government stopped testing and started printing paper money, and lots of it, to finance the late unpleasantness. Now, something else. Over the course of years, the government imposes a tax upon the bills, upon these wildcats and red dogs. And eventually, because the tax becomes too high for the issuing company to do any good, it's eliminated. And we have nothing but United States printed currency to this day. It has lasted. Which brings us to this. What's going to happen? What am I going to do with this? Did Mr. Peters, who gave me this dollar for teaching his 2 children, Nancy and Keziah, in my class, does he know this thing is potentially worthless? Did he try to gull me by pawning this thing off on me? Do I dare say anything? I can't prove anything. I'd like my job. I like my students. I get along with the parents. I'm going to not say anything about it because I am dependent, like other teachers around the country, for my livelihood on these people. They pay me. They feed me. Well, they pay me sometimes. Or not. They pay me. They feed me. They give me housing, clothes. They do my laundry. I am dependent upon these people, and I want to stay in their good graces because I want to keep the job that I like. So, what's going to happen to this bill? It's going to become possibly a very expensive bookmark. And I'll keep it as a reminder to be a bit more careful in the future. That does it for the Money series. Thank you all for lasting this long through the multiple episodes on coins and the single episode on bills. It's time to move on to something else, and here's the something else for next time. We're going to be talking about this gentleman right here. Some of you of more advanced maturity might recognize him. He is a songwriter. He is a recording artist. And you may recognize the Battle of New Orleans. You might recognize North to Alaska. And if you know those, you might know his name as Johnny Horton. The reason he's going to be featured, and really the song is going to be featured that I'm thinking of in the next episode, is because there is a direct connection between something he wrote and this schoolhouse, my schoolhouse. What might that be? Well, it will be good, whatever it is. Let's see about the time, and if we have enough time to do the... No. Sorry, that's going to have to wait until next time. Thank you all for coming here. I hope you've enjoyed yourselves. Thank you for lasting all through these Money series. Appreciate that. And until next time, when our trails cross, whatever that shall be, I have the honor to remain your most respectful and obedient servant, Dave Diggs, coming to you from, as always, a long time ago. Thank you for being here. Hope you all stay well. Next time, goodbye.